Hello and welcome to the United Forum. This is your latest Manchester United news, transfer news updates, and your opportunity to voice your opinion out for the very first time in Sri Lanka. We are live once again after quite some time since we did not have the show last week, as I was not in Colombo as well. And yes, it's been quite a long time since we had the show as well. And in fact, we are back once again for Ralph Rangnick's pre-match press conference. Quite a long press conference. Plenty of news to bring to you as well. Sancho's unavailability. Is he going to be playing the next game? Lindelof not being available for the next game against West Ham United. And also a few other news to bring for you as well. It's been a really long time since we last had the show. I think it was about 2 weeks back, and feels good to see most of you guys once again back as well. And yeah, hopefully we enjoy this weekend. To start off, just give me a minute. Yeah. To start off, the first question that was asked from Ralph Rangnick was regarding team news. And to bring the team news, there actually is nothing much to give you guys as well. Victor Lindelof is the only change that will be there since he is not available as his wife and children were attacked by a few people while Lindelof is playing last Wednesday's game, and therefore he has requested a holiday from his duty as well. He won't be available for the training today, and he will also not be available for tomorrow's game against West Ham. Luke Shaw is unfit. Aaron Van Bissaka is ill, and that is pretty much it. Considering team news for you guys out there. Let's move on to the next question. And the next question that was asked from Ralph Rangnick is the situation with Victor Lindelof and Jesse Lingard's future in the club, was what Ralph Rangnick was asked. Now, if you are still thinking what actually happened with Victor Lindelof, so what actually happened with Victor Lindelof was while he was playing the game against Brentford a few days back, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday night, if I'm not wrong. So anyway, while he was on pitch playing for Manchester United, his family, that is his wife and two kids, were attacked. Fortunately, very luckily, his wife and the two children were able to hide in a room before these people came and stormed. Before these people came and actually, started having theft in Lindelof's house, which is why Victor Lindelof has requested leave from duty as well. And Ralph Rangnick did say that he found this more important, his family more important at the moment as well, being a father of two children. It is considerable, and that is why Victor Lindelof is being given that holiday as well. So I quote what Ralph Rangnick did say. So what he did say is, I spoke with him, that is Lindelof, at length on our flight back home from London, and also this morning we spoke for 20 or 25 minutes. He told me what actually happened, that this was a traumatic event, especially for his wife and 3-year-old son. He said to me right now he needs to stay at home. He doesn't want to leave his wife and family on their own, which I can fully understand, being a father of two children myself. We agreed he will not be on duty tomorrow for the game, was what Ralph Rangnick had to say. He further said on Jesse Lingard's situation at Manchester United, what he did have to say is, regarding Jesse Lingard, it's the same as quite a few other players. He is a really good player. It is normal at other clubs. In fact, it's normal at other clubs. Newcastle showed interest in him, but I am not the one dealing with that. He also says on transfers, what he did have to say is, if you ask me now, to excuse me, what he did have to say on transfers is, if you ask me now what will happen is that in the next 10 days, I cannot answer the question. Well, if you don't know, Manchester United have been linked to a few defensive midfielders, and what latest that did come out today as well is that Ralph Rangnick wants Amadou Haidara, I think, is what his full name is. Anyway, he is a defensive midfielder at Red Bull Leipzig, if I'm not wrong. And Rangnick wants him as his, in fact, first signing as Manchester United manager. But at the moment, United don't want him to make this signing since they are not sure if Rangnick will be the next permanent manager, since his system is judge and pressing, and the future manager of this club might not go with this formation, might not go with these tactics, and therefore United don't want to take that risk in investing money for a defender for Rangnick, who will not be the manager. And according to these comments that I've seen today, if that is why United are not backing Ralph Rangnick, why did you appoint Ralph Rangnick in the first place? You should have gone for Ten Hag, you should have gone for Pochettino, maybe a Graham Potter, Brendan Rodgers, anyone else. You appoint a manager, you appoint an interim manager, hoping to get a permanent manager at the end of the season, but deciding not to back the interim manager who will be managing the team for 6 months is incompetence by Manchester United. And we finally thought that Manchester United are taking a step in the right direction in appointing Ralph Rangnick as the interim manager and then giving him that permanent role. But I think United finally proved us that United are still United in what we have got recently. The next question that was asked from Ralph Rangnick is what Diogo Dalot can offer to this team, since he was not playing quite a lot under the other managers, was what Ralph Rangnick was asked. And what Rangnick did have to say on that is, offensively he has a lot of assets. He did well for somebody who can deliver crosses from the wing. He takes on players one-on-one in one-on-one situations. There is still space for improvement in his defensive work. He also says he's not that much of a defensive fullback, but more of an offensive fullback, but this is normal. There are quite a few fullbacks, other fullbacks in other clubs where it is the same. Quite a few of those fullbacks formerly played at right or left wingers. He further added, so far with developments I've had while I'm here with Diogo and Teles, I'm happy they get more game time now because Luke Shaw is injured and Aaron Wan-Bissaka is still ill. So that's a bit of team news there for you as well. And I totally agree with what Ralph Rangnick also says there about Diogo Dalot and Alex Telles being offensively more contributing to Manchester United in the present than defensively, and about the fact that they are more of attacking and offensive fullbacks rather than defensive fullbacks. Well, we have also seen it in other teams as well. But I still think Manchester United should stick to Alex Telles, Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka and Diogo Dalot as our fullbacks instead of selling any one of them, because we do know that two of them are good offensively while two others are better defensively. And at situations where we need the defense to, have a better performance, a notch up than they usually do, where you need that support, defensive support from your fullbacks, you could play Luke Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And this is why I think we shouldn't sell our other two fullbacks, be it they get game time or not. I think rotation would be key for that. Let's move on to the next question that was asked from Ralph Rangnick, and it was why Jesse Lingard is important for the Manchester United squad, since Ralph Rangnick did say he wouldn't mind keeping Jesse Lingard until the end of the season. And he pretty much repeated what he said earlier as well. It is about the player, it's about his agents. He can't handle any transfers related to Jesse Lingard, but he would be happy if Jesse Lingard does stay at Manchester United until the end of the season. I think the very reason Ralph Rangnick says this is also because of the COVID-19 virus, which is causing trouble for well, not just Manchester United, but several other Premier League teams and teams across the globe. With COVID coming into play, I think most teams prefer having a big squad so you can cover up those players who are infected with the virus. But I really don't think that is an issue now as well, since you can call for games to be postponed if you don't have enough players. So yes, Manchester United can work on that. So do we really need to force players to say stay at Manchester United? What I've got to say is that if the right offer comes at the right time, give them away, be it because of the COVID-19 virus or not. I think we can postpone games now. We have that opportunity of postponing games if we don't have enough first teamers, so that won't be a problem. Visharant says running out of data, bro, to stay on full stream. No worries, mate. It's all free here. It's all free here. You can stay for however long you wish to, and you have the freedom to leave as well. I'm not forcing you guys to be here. So let's move on to the next question that was asked from Ralph Rangnick, one of the last few, and the question that was asked from Rannick is that how big of a process will it be if transfers are focused on this summer? Uh, since he will not be in charge, and that means bringing a new manager in, which was Ralph Rangnick was somewhat asked. Interesting question. I think a question that should be asked at a situation like this, because we did get news and leaks that Ralph Rangnick is not being backed, and if transfers are focused on the summer, how are things going to be done? What Rangnick did have to say, of course, is that in a way in football it's a bit like chess. Things can change so quickly during the game. If you watch last night's semi-final in the Carabao Cup, things can change from 1 minute to another. He also says in some parts of the game you are dominated the game, pinning the opponent team back, and all of a sudden it can be different. Therefore, it is important to be able to react what the game needs to now, to what the team needs. He further added, we had exactly the same decision at Brentford as at Villa. 70 minutes played 2-0 up against a team who does not give up. Therefore, for me, it was logical with the negative experience we had at Villa Park to do it differently. Uh, this was somewhat different. This is not related to the question he was asked. It's a little off topic, isn't it? So yeah, what Rannick did have to actually say is, I'm sorry I got the quotes wrong. What he did have to say is, my full focus, as I have indicated, is to win games with this team. In order to win games as a team, we need to develop as a team. We need to improve in some areas. We have done so in the last couple of weeks. He also says, but there is still more space for that in vast areas of our game, and this is where my focus is. I'm not dealing with that. With what might happen in 4 or 5 months, that is not up. That is not on top of my list. It's about how we can win the game against West Ham, then the FA Cup game against Middlesbrough, and then Burnley playing Southampton and Brighton at home. So I think what he says is pretty much on point here. It's simple, and I too agree. But a positive we could say take here is, my full focus is, as I have indicated, is to win games, because it's true. Yes, we have not been solid in our performances playing the 4-2-2 formation, but he has been producing the results for us, Ralph Rangnick. What is important is we've got the wins, but not with the most attractive of performances. We've seen him change to 4-3-3 formation quite immediately, which is a good sign, because when it comes to manager like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we wouldn't have seen that. And to be seeing that Ralph Rangnick has realized the fact that this 4-2-2 formation is not a good idea. We need to switch to 4-3-3 itself shows what sensible of a manager Ralph Rangnick is, and shows the levels he and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer are in. And I think 4-3-3 is the formation we needed. I think it'll help a lot of players like Bruno Fernandes, Jadon Sancho. Yes, if we are playing this formation, we definitely need a number 6, a defensive midfielder, which we don't have, which we have seen Scott McTominay play, and he has been doing quite a decent job the one match he played. So you never know, he might be our next Roy King, as people say, but to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Scott McTominay. So yes, that's pretty much it from that question. And now let's move on to the last two questions that was asked from Ralph Rangic, and one of that is how, in fact, moving to a back three. And yeah, so the last question, in fact, that was asked from Ralph Rangnick is about moving to a back three, and what he has to say on that, why he gives moving to a back three in the middle of the matches, how he changed just the system. So what he did say is, in a way, in football, it's a bit like chess. Things can change so quickly during the game. If you watched last night's semi-final in the Carabao Cup, things can change from 1 minute to another. In some parts of the game, you are dominating the game, pinning the other team back, and all of a sudden it can be different. Therefore, it is important to be able to react to what the game needs now, to what the team needs. We had exactly the same decision at Brentford as at Villa. 70 minutes played 2-0 up against a team who does not give up. Therefore, for me, it was logical with the negative experience we had at Villa to do it differently this time. He also says it was clear we bring on Harry Maguire and then defend this 2-0 result, and in the end, we even scored a third one on the counter attack, and it was clear we were going to win the game. So that last bit where he says we had exactly the same decision at Brentford as at Villa, 70 minutes, that was also connecting to a question that was asked along with this question about the substitution of Cristiano Ronaldo instead of for Harry Maguire, and instead of bring in another player, maybe another youngster, why he did take Ronaldo out was the question that was, you know, put in there. So, and once again he was asked about the situation with Cristiano Ronaldo and himself. Is there anything actually going on? Is that why you actually substituted Ronaldo out? Was there any specific reason? Is there anything personal there? What is actually the thoughts behind that? And Rangnick did say once again, like I told you in the pre-match press conference, it's about the game. It's about what the team needs at that time. He also emphasized on the fact that Ronaldo did ask him why he was substituted instead of a youngster, and what Rangnick did have to say is the answer for that was given a few minutes later when a youngster did score the third or second goal, if I think it was the third goal, and he says that was the answer that was needed, and it's about doing what's best for the team, what's best at that moment. He emphasized on the fact that we gave away a lead of 2 goals against Aston Villa within a short span of time, and he didn't want that to happen again, and that is why he switched to a back three. And the thoughts behind Ronaldo taking Ronaldo off and bringing Harry Maguire was to win the aerial duels as well, and also to be better on set pieces. But what I could tell you is, as soon as Harry Maguire, the captain of Manchester United, did enter the field, we did concede a goal. So did it really work? Is it because of Harry Maguire? I'm not quite sure. So yes, nothing personal there, but definitely tactical from Ralph Rangnick. So for all your Ronaldo fans out there, no worries. There is no personal agenda between Ralph Rangnick and Cristiano Ronaldo. So as you know, tonight's pre-match press conference was for the United and West Ham game, which will take place tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. And yes, it's time to give in your predicted lineup and predicted scores. And if you do get it right, I will give you a shout out on our next show and our Instagram page. Do send your predicted lineup, predicted scores on the live chat or on the comment section if you are not watching this live. This is my predicted lineup, and don't you mind the numbers of Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo here? It's actually supposed to be 10, which I haven't changed, unfortunately. Don't mind the name not being there, the full name not being there as well. I've typed the full name. Unfortunately, this screen is a little too small, so I'm unable to show you the full name. So yes, a 4-3-3 instead of the 4-2-2, which is a formation I prefer as well. Two number 8, I think Bruno Fernandes fits in that number 8 role instead of a pinned number 10 like Ralph Rangnick says as well. So the defender, since Lindelof is unavailable, unfortunately, I think it'll definitely be Harry Maguire playing alongside Rafael Varane, and that is why I've gone with that defense with the fullbacks being Alex Telles and Diogo Dalot, definitely the number one goalkeeper David Dyer, Harry Maguire, and Rafael Varane in the defense. At the number 6 role defensive midfielder, we've got once again Scott McTominay and Bruno Fernandes and Fred as the two number 8. And in the wings, I thought of going with Anthony Elanga on the left instead of Marcus Rashford, considering his bad form. But since Rashford scored that goal at the end, the third goal against Brentford, I thought maybe he'll start Rashford, considering the fact that Elanga is a youngster. Sancho has had only one training session. So considering those reasons, I thought he'll go with Rashford up front to start off with. And the other thing I did want to tell you is this formation 4-3-3 being the key formation for United instead of that 4-2-2, which I would like to see. I would love to see a few more overlapping runs, a bit of chemistry created between Marcus Rashford and Alex Telles as well. Yes, my predicted score for tomorrow's match, definitely no clean sheet. I think the game would turn out to be 2-1 or 3-1 is the tough for me. I think I'll go with a 2-1. And what I also wanted to say is we've seen inconsistency, not very solid performances since Rangnick came in. And the only positive, one positive we did see was a solid second half against Brentford. Now that Rangnick has changed that formation into a 4-3-3, and the fact that we had a solid performance in the second half against Brentford, I think this is a good starting point for United. We should start from where we stopped in that second half, bring that performance once again for the first half against West Ham, and continue that performance and improve that gradually even more. So yes, I hope United start well. Don't wait for another second half to kick things off. My predicted score 2-1. Send in your predictions on the live chat or comment section. And that is pretty much it for tonight as well. Quite a short show. I did keep it a little short since I'm not feeling that well as well. So just keeping the show a little short for you, so you guys could go to bed early maybe as well. So until I see you on Sunday for the match reaction and player ratings, don't forget to tune in on your respective channels to watch United's game against West Ham United tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. I'll be live once again on Sunday at 10 p.m. for the match reaction and player ratings. And until I see you on Sunday at 10 p.m., have a blessed weekend and a very good night. And just before I go off, I want to apologize on since I couldn't update you guys on our social media pages the past few weeks. So extremely sorry. I will start updating you guys from today as well. Just a little held up with a little bit of work, and that is why I couldn't update the page the past few weeks. But definitely from today, yes, it'll be back updated as well 24/7. So do stay tuned in there. If you are new to this channel, do give us a subscribe, smash a like on the video, and give this video a share as well. And do follow us on our socials at the United.forum on Instagram. The links in bio. Do go head out to our description for that as well. So until I see you on Sunday at 10 p.m., have a blessed weekend and a very good night. This is the United Forum.